This one from Bon County. I try if you're in the house here with me. Let me say good afternoon to you. Yeah, try it. And they can't wait, understand it. The Central Liberia. Yeah, this one is called Hannah. Today is a national holiday here in the United Kingdom. We call it bank holiday. And let's say hello to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, and of course his huge entourage who are on their way to Japan. We say hello to all of you. Hello, Mr. President. Hello to you and your team. Hard working people of Liberia. The government working hard. All right, yeah. Today we're coming to talk about how. Something like big English supposed to say austerity. Austerity. We're going to talk about austerity today and the measures that goes along with austerity. Okay. It's great afternoon to be here once again. Well, let me go to Screwface. No, Screwface. Let's get some kind of word. Okay, and then we do small thing about Liberia. I don't know whether it's time to celebrate or what. Yeah, even if I wear the flag, I have about 21 stripes. I'm still proud to be a Liberian. Even if I wear the flag upside down, I'm proud to be a Liberian. Liberian people, your hello. Our day, we are free. Alright, I brought in my born country. That one, I want music say, oh, I be real that my born country whatsoever. You know, we're coming to talk about the economy here today. We're talking about money. We'll talk about money, how to spend the money when you have it, and when even you don't have it, how to spend it. On my live show, I'm not taking any call. You know, some of us, really some, especially Liberian people that I know now, we can actually spend what we don't have. That one, but don't deny me that one. We can spend what we don't have. But let me see whether I can go first to my sister. My sister, I let her. They call her MC what? MC Carol. Let me say. Thank you very much. Those of you that are sharing my video, thank you. Or our video. Let me just say, yeah, you're trying to call me. I'm already on live, so I couldn't answer your call. Let me see. Let's work on MC Carol here. Because they don't come to talk about money. Yeah. Let me see. Carol, what is it? Wait.
The time say I'll be like Plato. They cannot do anything for the money. The time say I'll be like Plato. They cannot do anything. The better for the money. The time say I'll be like Plato. They cannot do anything. Better for the money. The time say I'll be like Plato. They cannot do anything. Better for the money. The time say I'll be like Plato. They cannot do anything. Yeah. Better for the money. The time say I'll be like Plato. They cannot do anything.
All right, Carol, what you say?
My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. That's so kilos ago, stealing for hungry people. All our name contract who we carry complete. Continue one for free people, we're all our police people. That kind of story my people will listen to. Students not go in the school, not bring the 60 billion. Black people fall in the street, bring the 60 billion. Paper people in the bring the 60 billion. Musicians stay not benefit, bring the 60 billion. We want a 60 billion, so they gonna be roll. We want a 60 billion for people in Logato. We want a 60 billion, see heroes are killing people. That's why they start a show. I'm fucking Caraco. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back.
You know, Carol, we're small. They have music in your heart. Because you say you're plugging a direct code. And a small code that you're plugging. When you plug a direct code, you know, people can jack like this. Direct code. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting better. Yeah, my hand, I can use it, and it's small now. I'm getting better, so we come and do more work. You see, with the guy, you plug in direct code. When you plug the direct code, and names coming out. All right, so we're talking, but yeah, let me go back to MC Carol, man. I get a little business. Is it ready for the one?
Better for the one. The time say I'll be like Plato. They cannot do anything. The first of the people, yo. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. My Ali.
Hey man, Facebook, why you not telling me who pressing the button. Let me just appreciate them. Well, I can't see them. I can't see it. I just see the thing going on. You're not Facebook not telling me who was pressing the Google button like this, man. Come on, man. Facebook, change this thing. Change it. We won't be seeing people who pressing this thing and appreciating us. So at least we can be calling their name then too. Yeah, man.
Better for the one. The judge say I'll be like Plato. They cannot can't do anything. The first of the people, yo. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. That's also big loss ago. Stealing for hungry people. All our name contract who we carry complete. Continue work for free people. We're all our police people. That kind of story my people will listen to. Student.
Your way, Carol. That all of I really like. They tell you continue work from people. Yeah. Liberia, today we're going to talk about money business. We're going to talk about austerity and the measures that people can take and things. And we'll put in the pieces of our bags we need. I've been posting, yes, I'm posting money every morning. I think yesterday or all. And for MC Carol, all the other countries, even the highest place that the countries that actually can actually export huge number of containers in China and things. You don't see containers and walking? No. No, in Liberia, it's a container walking from a freeport. Imagine. Now, what the people say now that especially our international friends and things, they don't only say the people say that container then can be walking from the freeport of Monrovia. They scare her. They put scare her now. Yeah. All this small money they can get her, they're supposed to get her and pass, right? Give it to all direct and give it to the government inside. It's not supposed to no, they're passing the other way because they want the money to work. Money has to work. Yeah. Somebody's to hold the money. And the person walk away, but whole container can walk. Get here from MC Carol again. Yeah, people will start the show.
Better for the one. The judge say I'll be like Plato. They cannot can't do anything. The first of the people, yo. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. That's also big loss ago. Stealing for hungry people. All our name contract who we carry complete. Continue work for free people. We're all our police people. That kind of story my people will listen to. Students not go read the school, not bring the 60 billion. Black people fall in the street, bring the 60 billion. Paper people in the bring the 60 billion. Musicians stay not benefit, bring the 60 billion. We want a 60 billion to be Ghana Vero. We want a 60 billion for people in Logato. We want a 60 billion, see you Russia killing people. That's why it's not a show. I'm fucking Darako. My Ali, Joey.
When MC Carol said she plug in direct code, that is named them, I call him plug in direct code. My Ali, Joey. Did you say man broken country. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen is we're going to take everything. Let me see.
My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. Traffic for culture where I was 60 billion. That's on that any bonnet to fly with the 60 billion. Don't make a daily minister for the 60 billion. Then you can tell us we not get no 60 billion. Don't make it fun, go work and me fun at 60 billion. Go work for the meme, second man you come in. Go work for security, the flying will continue. My Ali, Joey, bring our money back. My Ali, Joey, we want our money back. My Ali.
I let it get. They play to talking about Goa. They Goa for security. That goes as far. MC Carol, you kidding now? That go. That's it. What is it again?
For what for security, the flying will continue. Daily minister for the 16 billion. They you can tell us we not get no 16 billion. Don't make it fun for what can be fun at 16 billion. For what for the meme, second me income. For what for security, the flying will continue.
What? Security? Oh, they will get it. Go out. I'll go out coming. You think we're forgetting about that money? That money, they got to give it to us. Give it to us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Profile Liberia. Indeed, we're here, and we're going to be here for at least an hour and a half or so. We'll be talking about, you know, especially money issues, Liberia. Okay, my man, wait more. We will talk about, you know, how, you know, what we need to do as people. As Liberians, as central government, what can we do actually to, you know, challenge this battle right now? The economic crisis that we faced with right now in Liberia, it's serious. It is serious. It is serious to the extent that, you know, I'm getting worried. You know, thank you so much. I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried, you know, because when a country reaches to the stage that you are able to pay salaries, that you are unable to pay allowances, it is very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous in the sense that, especially, there are certain people in the country, certain group of people that are in the country. Do not suppress them. Do not force things on them. Do not make them feel bad. Do not be the cause. Don't be the cause for them. To burst out their anger. So we're going to start there by just throwing a little bit of lights in the bed. So let's start with the army. The armed forces of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you. These guys, these men and women, we give them, or we open the corridor that whoever want to serve your nation in this, by virtue of becoming a military person, come in. And then you come in and then we give you, or we're supposed to give you everything that you need to work with in order for you to become a ready and serving military personnel. We're supposed to look after you. We're supposed to give you everything. And everything that is promised, including money and salaries, benefits, and the place that you're supposed to sleep, everything's supposed to be up to date. Yes, while we are looking after the military people, everything must be in order. Even no matter what, the nation is going through, no matter what sort of economic crisis that the nation is going through, do not play with the military money. Don't play with their intelligence. These people, they are loyal to the nation, they are loyal to the government of the day. But at the same time, they are quick to change their loyalty. But that's only when you push them to the wall. And they have, imagine, you're really picking at this person, you want to, you really want to get at them or so, and the person tried to avoid you. I don't want to fight, and you keep pushing them, you keep going towards them, and they keep drawing back, and they reach to a wall now that they can't pass through that wall, right? And you stay banging on them. The only option is for them now to defend themselves, to react, and tell you, I am here, stop it. And so it's the same way in the case of the military, in the country. We need to look after them. We need to make sure that their family people, their children, their wife, their homes are well satisfied. We should not owe the military their benefits and their salaries. It is dangerous, Mr. President. The police are there. They are there in the street. The military isn't, but the police are there in the street. In Liberia, they are first responders. They are first responders, right? But then, when we don't look after them, when we don't pay their salaries on time, their benefits on time, they got to live as well. They have to survive. They have to go to work. Their children have to go to school. When the child is sick, they have to take that child to hospital. When the wife is sick, they have to take that wife. What's about the extended families as well? And so when we don't look after the police, and we expect them to function as a well-respected police, we get it wrong. When we say that we are fighting corruption, but then we fail to do what we need to do as a nation to cut down what brings about corruption, then we are supporting it in a way. And so I'm saying, if we don't look after the police, we don't pay their salaries on time, money not even much, we don't give their benefits, they're struggling to live. Taxi drivers will feel it. Business people will feel it. Everyone who uses the road will feel it. We will feel it more. In fact, if we are in trouble and we're calling them to come and help us, because the next thing they will do, they will tell us, is as it is being said now in Liberia, we don't have a car, or there's car but there's no petrol in it. And so, Mr. President, is it dangerous for these people to be left alone without looking after them, without paying their salaries, without paying their benefits? Let's go to the immigration service. These people, they are responsible for anybody who is entering our country, whether by land, by sea, by air. They are responsible to ensure that indeed those that are entering the nation, using any means or border or so, should meet the requisite criteria to prove that indeed they are coming in the country as law-abiding people. That's why we post them at the border points. We give them assignment to sit to the borders. Those assignments are tangible. They are very important. And so, the immigration service who always had that segment of looking after our borders that's now being operated under a joint security network. We shouldn't look down on them. They are important to the society. They are keeping us safe in the city. They are keeping our people safe in the land. When they agree for drugs to come in the country, drugs will be in the country. When they agree for any form of subversiveness to take part or to take part in Liberia or to take over in Liberia, and they're passing through the borders, the immigration people will have to agree. Yes. And so these people, Mr. President, they are vital as well. That there's no way we should owe them money, salaries, benefits. And we expect them to work diligently for us. It won't happen. No. Corruption will go on. They will, in fact, they are capable to sell the nation. Let me tell you now, Mr. President. My little work I did with immigration service here. Although I was assigned at the airport, but it's the same volume of people that we receive. Mr. President, when they sit at the border, when the immigration people sit at the border there, they are the ones that actually look and ensure that indeed that you people in the city should sleep sound. They are the first people. They are the first people, first casualties. If there is any trouble that's supposed to enter the land. Yeah. Especially passing when the people who bring in the trouble are passing through the border points. And so owing them salaries, owing them benefits, Mr. President, is wrong. It is wrong. We have to look after them. For anybody, for some of you that have been to Monrovia, or and especially if you live in Monrovia and you're going out of town, you have checkpoints, right? Just say you're going outside of Bombay County, or you're going to Bombay, or you're going to Kpakio. You'll pass it at least 1 or 2 checkpoints. When you're going to Bangai, you will pass at least 1 or 2 checkpoints, or 3. Now, in my recent experience, somewhere around April and May, the language that I was hearing there was put the gate down. Meaning, give a bribe, and then the gate will come down, and then you drive. I saw that many times. I experienced it all the way to 4 years. I came back, and I was coming back, it was the same thing. But then my bitter experience was the fact that these people do not have logistics. The immigration service, the guys that are the joint security that are looking after us at night, from the border points all the way to Monrovia, they don't have logistics. So we need to spend on them. What we have for them, let's give it to them. What we have for them, let's give it to them, Mr. President. Because when we do that, we are lessening the burden on ourselves as a government. Come on, the yo-yo happened to kick off from the barrack there. The whole nation is in trouble. Yeah. The police, they can do their own and say, any taxi driver, this and that, they'll charge taxi driver, they'll charge you, and whatsoever once you passing by them also, they can stop you unnecessarily. Yeah, that one can bring any trouble. But when these guys in the barrack, when they wake up and they say, ba 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 bam bam bam, people. Even our Oma then will not go sell. Let's look after them. Mr. President, let's look after the military. Let's look after the people that are working for us. And now it goes through, it goes across civil servants. These are the people that are working for our country. They are assigned at the National Port Authority. They are assigned at the border to collect revenues. They are assigned in ministries and agencies. Civil servants. Hospitals, they are there. Local health centers, they are there. The local authority, they are there. Civil servants. If you don't pay them, if you don't look after them, if they don't get their benefit on time, corruption, revenue will not be generated. What's supposed to come to us will divert and will go different place. The people got to live. This is why when we go back, or let's say when you go to a certain ministry or so to sign your document, from passports to registering even an NGO in Liberia, you will spend more money. Because John and Mary, they're not taking pay. They haven't taken pay for some time. Their benefits, they don't even know what they call benefit anymore. And so when you go there with a piece of job, they are depending on you for them to go back home that day or to carry some kind of $50 to buy a cup of rice the next day. Cup of rice the next day. And so when we don't, so long we fail to look after them, that's a breeding ground for corruption. Because you don't expect the man to come to work every day, that woman to come to work every day and then go back home, come home, and then after 30 days, imagine 30 days, we're not even, you know, I mean, paying the people per hour, you know, 30 calendar days. If they're 150, they're 150. If they're $75, $75. 30 or 31 days. So, Mr. President, I'm begging you and your government, let's tighten our belts. Let's find a solution to this. And then we can forge ahead. But this is where I'm going to take you now. After laying the ground foundation, this is where I'm going to take you now. We're going to learn something about austerity. What is the significance of it? What is it? How does it work? Is it really good for a country? But let's take a short musical break and then we'll come back. I'll go into that and talk to you a little bit. But welcome to the show. Thank you so much for following. Those of you that shared the video, I appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from the slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta go some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The government betray us. They get lies, they get steal, they go I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed and not unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? See, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us.
All right. Here on the platform, it's not about markers or so. No, that's not how we're going to move Liberia forward. We are to move Liberia forward. If we really want to see this nation moving forward, I think what we need to do is make some constructive criticism, and then from there you send out your suggestions as to how this and that can be done. Yeah. But insulting the president, mother, and the late mother, insulting the president, to me quite personally, I want to say, I don't think that's a way forward. Because it's not an insult that will change it. No. When you constructively criticize somebody or a system, you are speaking with logic. You're speaking with sense. So I just want to use this time, before I go further, I just want to use this time to appeal to my fellow Liberians. Those of you that are actually in the habit of insulting the late woman. She's gone today. She's not here to hear it. But I keep insulting her. It's a disgrace to your own self. But it's so wrong. It is wrong. I think we need to desist from this. Some of you, some of our people that actually found this so much expedient and amusing when somebody's sitting on this live talk show or whatsoever on social media and insulting another person, and you people find it expedient or find it so amusing to invite people to come and watch. It's a disgrace. Especially most of the time, my sisters, my mother, and I didn't want to do those things. Majority of them, of the sharing that goes around when somebody is sitting there insulting another person's mother. My sisters and can be plenty sharing those videos. I don't think this is a way forward, Liberia. It's not. We have to get involved with constructive criticism, with pieces of advice that will actually be of benefit of moving the nation forward. But for me to sit here, God forbid, let me use the word God forbid, for me to sit here and begin to insult the president's wife in a way that that no woman should be insulted, or the president's late mother. Even, like I always say, even if God forbid, even if my mother was no longer around here on this planet Earth, it would still be a disgrace to her. So what about your sisters? What about your own girls' children that are growing up? I mean, are you going to be happy tomorrow when somebody insulting them and then you take that video and sharing it around? All right, today we're going to learn about austerity. Austerity. We're going to have let's go first. Let's define the word as austerity, because what we're facing right now, the economic crisis we face with right now, We need to do something about it. And the president must take the lead. Yes. The president of Liberia must take the lead. They are still overlooking the plight that we're going through, or the country is going through, as far as the economic crisis is concerned. Up to now, our people do not have time. They have not taken any note that this nation is in a serious crisis. I'm not there, but I know. I'm not on the ground, but I know. I'm feeling it as well. I'm feeling it. In these times now, what we need to do, from the president down to everybody, is to get involved, tighten our belt, and put some measures together that we can work on. We are in a troubling time. Economically, we are in a troubling time. And if we don't work on resolving some of the issues, tackling some of these issues, from now to December, things may get nasty. Very, very rough. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. But this is what austerity is saying. This is what the economists are saying. Austerity is a political economic term referring to policies that aim to reduce government budget deficits through spending cuts, tax increases, or a combination of both. Measures are used by governments that find it difficult to pay their debts. You know, we got somewhere that we couldn't turn around, and the government got somewhere, to the extent that they didn't know where to turn, right? And you heard that we went in the NGO their money, donor their money, and we took something from there. Shamefully or shamelessly, we went and did that. Very, very big shame. The people told they send words to us. They say, "I'm gonna be ashamed of yourselves for whole government to behave like this." You go in, the money where the donors then put, the money the people in their countries, you go to Norway, you go to USA, you go to Canada, you go to Europe, the small tax, the tax that their people are working and put together and give it to government, and then government took some there and gave it to you, and put it there and say, well, let the money be here so that we can be helping the nation small. You go there and take that money without the consent of the people. You go and take that money. It's a curse. And so as we're talking about austerity, which of course I've been expecting the financial doctor Samuel to have done long time. He has not come out to say anything, to even tell us that there's a policy you have to put together and was to take austerity measures also. We have to go to that route. We have to define it. Austerity is a political economic term referring to policies that aim to reduce government deficits through spending cuts tax increases or a combination of both. Austerity measures are used by governments that find it difficult to pay their debts. So right now we are indebted. But I'm telling you now that you have to put certain measures in place that will help you to get out of debt. And not for you, not giving you the opportunity to do more and get into debt. Which our people right now are doing. And I will tell you more later. All the agencies and all the government agencies and, you know, even autonomous agencies as well, they are feeling the weight right now. The government is putting pressure on them. Some of them, they've gone broke right now. And this is not something about our time. The Liberian people are feeling the weight. We have to put measures together to look after our people. We have to put measures together to reduce our deficit. Liberia is heading in the messy area as far as finances are concerned. The crises are real. Financial crises are real. Let's stop this joke about it. Call to Liberia today and they will tell you the rate. Call to Liberia today and they tell you the price for a scratch card for $1, you know, the equivalent of it in Liberian dollars. Let's look at it. Austerity. Some economists argue austerity is necessary to reduce budget deficits, and cutting government spending is compatible with improving long-term economic performance of the economy. We have to do it. Fund means where not this other thing you're talking about, you know, that you're going to cut people's salary, you want to cut people's salaries without even telling them also. Not that one. There are other ways that we are coming into it. That the government can get into to take measures. Let's step into it. We're going to step into it. Or else it's going to work. Every time and then, you know, we will continue to face it as it is. Because majority of the situation or the problem that we're going through today is man-made problem. We are responsible for what is happening now. Yeah, we the individuals were responsible. Whether you are responsible directly or indirectly, the fact of the matter that all of us are citizens of the Republic of Liberia, especially for those on the ground in Liberia, they are responsible for the messy economy that we're facing today. We have to reduce, like what the terms say, we have to reduce spending. We have to work within our budget. You can't have $10 and you know this is the only $10 you have for the whole month, and then you want to go buy $15 shoes. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Work within our $15, and this is what we are experiencing today. We have less, but we are spending more. So our big people, they move from one place to another trying to go get money. This is what I'm telling you as far as my information gather is concerned. Almost all of our autonomous agencies are going broke. Because there is no way now the government can turn to get money. They're going to those places and getting money. They're forcing people to give money to them. And it doesn't work like that. Soon, most of these autonomous, especially the autonomous agencies, when these guys are unable to pay their workers, they're going to be a mess for them as well. They're going to be in serious mess. They will be in serious mess. It happened here many years ago. When the recession took over across the globe, nations, even powerful nations, the economy hit them very, very hard. And people were struggling as to what they need to do to balance their balance sheet. It happened here in the United Kingdom. In 2010, it was tough because before 2010, the recession hit hard across the globe. And that time we have this power sharing government, the Conservative and the Liberal Democrat Party. They started putting the austerity program together. They initiated that program. They were not thinking about, they were not talking about for the next 2 years, 2010, 2011. No, they were looking beyond and up to this point. And beyond this point. We're in 2019 now, imagine, 9 years ago. They came and they told us, say, well, you know, things are tough, but we are going to it's going to be tougher. So everyone should be ready to face it. Everyone should be ready. You have to be ready to play your part, but it will be tough. We are going to take measures, and those measures, we have to put them in place to ensure that tomorrow our people can be in a better position as far as, you know, enjoying the economy is concerned. Yes, when the measures were coming, we started complaining. But what the people were doing is to try and minimize how we can stop borrowing more. They decided to spend less. And they told us, we need to get ready to be spending less. Because less money, first of all, will be coming to you. And so, yesterday, if we used to spend at least, for example, $500 a month, be ready that from now on, it might be somewhere around $300. It might be around somewhere $350. civil servants, everybody. We were told. And the only thing I like about the people, they don't even travel that much. The prime minister will take months before they travel. Had it not even been because of this thing about leaving Europe, the United Kingdom, the people don't like traveling. They sit down on the phone and they do everything. You know, their ministers travel, president or the prime minister, not every time, no. The foreign minister will travel, ministers will travel, cabinet ministers, they will travel and go and meet their counterparts on behalf of the government and come back home, negotiate business or whatsoever. Now why they get a business minister? The business secretary. They go and negotiate on behalf of the government. So now every time the prime minister have to travel, because when in fact it's more expensive when the prime minister is traveling, because they have to use the Air Force, the Royal Air Force. That's a massive plane. The fueling of it to cater to those that are on board, the landing fees, the insurance, it's huge. But when the ministers are going, these ministers, they don't even get time for first class. The majority of them here, they ride bicycle to go to work. Yes, they do. You buy your own small car, you use it. Government don't buy you a car because you become representative also. No. So even in our case, we have to do the same. That's what's taking me home now. That's why I'm going to take me home now and then deal with the issue back home. But let me go to the front page Africa, where there's a story there today which says fiscal year 2019-2020 national budget risks failing if salary harmonization is disputed. The government said they want to harmonize it. That was the advice they got from the IMF anyway. But we reach to the point now that people don't want it again. They don't even want to hear about it. Let me read this story. Liberia risks losing up to US 61 million of budget support from the World Bank, the European Union, and the African Development Bank should the ongoing salary harmonization implementation be disrupted. That's not a serious threat. $61 million is what's hanging up right now. If we don't take the advice of the IMF, that is what's hanging on. So this money could go somewhere else. Could go to Syria, could go to the Sudanese. If we don't put our houses in order. That's $61 million we're talking about here. If we fail to listen to the pieces of advice that we got from the IMF and other monetary organizations. Under the advice of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the government embarked on a wage bill harmonization mechanism to remove the disparities within the salary structure. With considerable efforts of the part of the Civil Service Agency, CSA, the Ministry of Finance and other institutions, a definitive formula was developed. The wage harmonization program entitles fitting all government workers into a pay grade with 7 steps. The grade covers all skill sets in government as developed by the Civil Service Agency. The harmonization program abolished the basic and general allowance salary structures of the previous year, giving all government workers one pay. Where workers were previously paid with wide discrepancies, all workers under the harmonized bill will now be paid more equitably, with people of the same qualification and experience making about the same amount or in the same range. Sources say some 14,000 government workers, among them police, army and immigration folks, are getting a pay increase under the harmonization scheme. Some 27,000 workers will see no change in their compensation. However, the House Representatives on Thursday, August 22nd, decided to invite Finance and Development Planning Minister, Mr. Samuel Toy, with the aim of holding in contempt if he is unable to justify why he is rolling out the harmonization strategy without seeking the approval of the legislature or waiting for the passage of the fiscal year 2019-2020 national budget. The fiscal year 2019-2020 budget amounts to a total of US $532,906,966, which is a 7% or US 37.2 million reduction over the fiscal year 2018-2019 budget. This is the first time the Ministry of Finance submitted a proposed budget with a total less than the total of the previous year budget. The new wage bill for 2019-2020 will now be US $297 million. Several members of the House Representatives, including Representative Clarence Masokwe, Lufa County District 3, Francis S. Dopo is the second, River G County District 3, Vincent S. Welly, Grand Bassa County District 4, Thomas Goshua is second, Grand Bassa County District 5, and Hansen S. Kazulu, Monserrate County District 17, in 2 separate communications called on the plenary to halt the Ministry of Finance and Development planned salary harmonization with immediate effect. According to the lawmakers, they have received a series of complaints and tangible evidence from civil servants within their constituents that the Ministry of Finance is deducting significant portion of their salaries as part of the salary harmonization process. This is the wrong area they have gone. Simon Troy, you can't do this. Front Page Africa gathered that the finance minister decision to go ahead with payment of civil servants' salary arrears stemmed from Section 17 of the Public Finance Management. It's the Public Finance Management Act. The Public Finance Management Law says in Section 17.1 that in the case where the legislature is unable to approve the national budget before the start of the fiscal year, the minister is authorized to collect revenues and approve expenditures in line with the proposed budget up to 1/12 of the budget of the previous fiscal year. Expenditure of said 1/12 by the minister shall be included in the subsequent fiscal or financial outcome. the outturn of it should be 1/12. Accordingly, with the backing of the law, Minister Weah did not need the approval of the legislature to have expended the US 47 million, which represent 1/12 of the budget of fiscal year 2018-2019. Under the harmonization program, lawmakers are expected to make an ultimate sacrifice by agreeing to a massive salary slash from a whopping US 15,000 to a maximum of US 6,000 as part of recommendations from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to reduce the country's wage bill and crippled economy. Lawmakers from Page Africa has gathered are uncertain about the cut and have not been able to come to terms with government on the salary slides. For this reason, majority are opposed to the early implementation of the harmonization exercise. However, according to sources at the Ministry of Finance, any attempt to disrupt harmonization risks US 61 million of programmed budget support, and the International Monetary Fund is aware of that. The fund is clear that payment of salary on the broken wage system in July means Liberia does not enter a program. This means the US 532 million budget fails immediately, since the US 61 million from the World Bank, the EU, and the AFDB and other partners does not come. One financial expert who asked for anonymity told Front Page Africa that the lawmakers could refuse to slash their salary, but they must also be prepared to forego the US 61 million that is expected from the international community. Now, this is where we are caught up in the range now. Now you're making $15,000. The people that are advising are telling us that, look, my people, the way the country looking now, you have to be willing to sacrifice. And let's start off first of all with the lawmakers then. You're making $15,000. The best way we can do this, in order for us to really, really fight this thing, the economic hardship, the crisis that we are in, you then reduce it to 6,000. The rest can go back in the cover that we can work on to actually, try to put our budget back together. 6,000. That's 9,000 difference, right? So that 9,000 from each of the, how many of them? 173? From each of them. When we get that money back and going back to the cover, provided it is going there with good intent, and those that are taking care of it will take care of it rightfully, and not to build their mansions. My people, when we tackle this issue like this, and we try it for 1 year, we will recover good. Because it's not only going to them. It's not only going to start and stay with them. Everybody, according to CS, everybody will be involved though. Yeah. So long you're working, you're paying taxes, you'll be involved. So long we can write a check and we'll give it to you, you go and cash your check as a government worker, so you'll be involved. We'll take something from you. Now, the advice we got that there's $61 million standing from the people that can help us. They're standing by. But this money, if we fail to listen to the people advice, the money, the $61 million is not coming to us. They are not giving it to us. No. They are not forced to give it to us. That they are taxpayer money from their own different countries they put together and thing. So they don't want to misuse their taxpayers' money. We work here hard. We pay taxes, and the people take small money and put it together and send it to developing countries. So there are people too, when the people start complaining, oh, you know, we send money to that country, and the country, that rural country, they're eating the money and whatsoever. The government don't feel bad because they don't feel good, because their people are not feeling good. We want, when we send the money there, when we pay our taxes and the money go to a country, and we send that on the television and we start hearing good news. Oh yeah, the money, you know, the UK sent to Liberia, it's really making a huge difference, you know, it's improving people's lives and whatever. When we hear, when taxpayers are hearing those news, when people say that in Canada they're hearing news like that their money, their tax money they're paying, that's how it's being used, and people are really, you know, maybe lifting out of poverty. The taxpayers there in Canada will feel good. Across the world, they will feel good. And so that's the advice. But now, the lawmakers, those who's supposed to take the lead, like I always saying, including the president, who's supposed to take the lead in such a case, they are not taking the lead. They are even angry. But I can't wait for the election to come 2020 so we can kick some of them out. Maybe plenty of them. Now, from this story, let me read some responses from Liberians who actually read this story online from front page. Let me read James. Let me start off with James there. Nukwe Bonwan, he said, Borman, sorry. We knew this budget harmonization exercise will meet a roadblock in the House. The notion that greedy lawmakers will take such a huge salary cut is something that isn't going to happen easily. As I see it, lawmakers are stalling with the hope that they will reach some compensation deals to offset the salary cuts. Thank you. James Davis says, while your suggestions may support the greedy appetite of the lawmakers, yet and still, the law quoted by Front Page Africa concerning PFM is very much unconstitutional. A portion of Article 34 says no money shall be withdrawn from this treasury as far as the legislature is empowered by the Constitution. No money means no money, period. Whether the budget is late or not, no money shall be withdrawn from the Liberian treasury. And that is constitutional. Law quoted by FPA does in no way says that the executive through the finance ministry can carry out the function of the legislature to withdraw money from the treasury to spend. The executive through the Ministry of Finance cannot take upon itself to write its own budgets, pass it into law, and withdraw money from the treasury all by itself. The legislature makes the law, and that includes the budget law. But as the PFM law is crafted to allow the executive branch through the finance ministry to authorize itself in writing the budget and withdrawing from the treasury without the consent of the legislature, is not how the Freemans intended for the system to work. So the budget is late. So what? It does not mean that the executive should use such financial tricks to start spending the nation's money through its own budget rules. Again, the Samuel Twelve, the overzealous, experienced junior finance minister, once again unless he cannot read to understand that that he alone cannot write the budget rules, sign it, and gets the president to approve of it, and then start spending the people's money. All that by the executive. One Liberian president is quoted as saying, "Government never moves in a haste. Government never moves in a haste. Work on present budget with the lawmakers. And for the harmonization budget, start working with the international partners and the lawmakers to have all details within the law for the following year. But keep in mind that the Constitution and our laws must be respected at all times. But remember, the executive branch do not write its own law, then approve it and execute it. That is exactly what the PFM is requesting. And that is not possible under our system of constitutional democracy." And that's the lab. I just want to take that particular portion there. But let me go back now to my pieces of advice, and which I posted. I think I posted today. And for me, I just want to call on President Weah to take note and be serious with how things are going on in the country. With how things are going on in the country. It is unfortunate that we are faced with huge economic challenge today, but very, very few of all are willing to sacrifice. And this is what I said this morning. Austerity measures are vital for all nations. When a nation is really in a financial crisis, a leader must stand tall and take a very hard bite. Tell your citizens about the challenges and how you want everyone to face it. Explain to the citizens those measures your government will embark upon that will help out. In the broader context, you as the leader must also be willing to take the lead in addressing said economic crisis. You could cut down foreign trips. That will save a lot more. You could reduce the number of cars in your convoy. It will also contribute to savings, etc. Trust me, be it using your private jet or a commercial flight, the cost can be a significant one. Also think about the environment, especially if you constantly fly or use so many vehicles in your convoy. Just my little thought, Mr. Weah. Now this is it. And this is where I'm going to end now on it. There's no if and there's no but about it. There's nothing there's no excuse about it. We are facing economic crisis. But what we need to do as a nation, I keep saying it, is to get a leader that who is willing to actually stand with us. And first of all, believe that indeed something like this is happening. And everybody is facing hardship because the economy is not going rightly. Now, when President Weah happened to believe that, yes, this is the situation we are faced with in Liberia, and begin to work on policies, developing policies that will improve it, then we will be getting somewhere. And this is where I will come now to make my recommendations. As usual, I will continue to make it. Mr. President, it is true that we are going through hardship, right? The money is bad. Yes, the IMF and other international monetary bodies have advised the all, sending their pieces of advice or so. You are yet to take note of it, but play your part as a leader. Number one, let's cut down the travel. Let's say between now to December, to next year January, until after your second anniversary. Mr. President, stay home. Stay at home and run the show. That travel always costing us a lot. I don't even want to talk about the volume of people you always travel with. But even you alone, to travel with whether you're going with a private jet or you're traveling on a commercial flight, definitely you don't travel your own anyway. The cost is huge. Now imagine between now, when you have returned from Japan, between now and next year January, you don't make any foreign trip. We will have good money to save. So even if the lawmakers happen to agree that they will take the 60,000 and give us the 99,000 back, it will make a huge difference. So our addition now, which is of course by you not traveling, the government, taxpayers are not going to pay for the fuel. They're not going to pay for services, for the servicing of your jet, your private jet. They are not going to raise extra budget for the team that you're traveling with, the allowances and the hotel bills and everything. All of that money, if we say yes, Mr. President tightening his belt and he's willing to accept such advice, they're coming back in the cover. That's saving right there. Let's look at your convoy. The motorcade. Huge volume of cars. I mean, just one person. What's the distance between the foreign ministry and, how do you call the place? Rehab at your residence? I don't think it's even up to 10 miles. Now, the cost of running one of those cars in the convoy, probably every day, should be nearly about $40 or $50 every day. maybe more, because some of these cars, the engines are always beating, the air condition always on. 1 hour, 2 hours, the car engine is running, the air condition is beating. It's moving, man. That's waste. Complete waste. I always watching here when the Prime Minister is moving here and there, even the Queen is moving here and there. The people communicate. They get down, they go in this building to attend some. The engine is switched off. The driver stays in there, or sometimes the driver even comes and they come out. But I mean about 10 minutes or so to the time that the Queen or the Prime Minister are coming outside, the driver will switch the engine on. Before, within a few seconds, the air conditioner is working perfectly. So there's no need to leave the car running, to leave the car engine running and air conditioner on for 2-3 hours while you're waiting for the person. It's a waste. And you're also causing hugely to the environment. And so let's see about you working on cutting down your convoy, the number of cars in that convoy. Try 5, Mr. President. Try 5. Excluding the police escorts. Try 5. But to have up to 12 cars escorting, just going behind this one man, to me, personally, it doesn't make sense. Because, I mean, the people love you. People are still causing, insulting other people's mother because of you. You don't even know them. But on your behalf, they're doing it. So what is the fear? You didn't come to power through military rule? No. You came to power through a democratic process. The people wanted you and they gave you the power. Why are you afraid of people then? Why the long convoy? Reduce it to 5 cars. You will still enjoy your power. And when we cut that down to 5 cars, we are saving good bit of money. We will be saving good bit of money. The petrol we use, people call it gas, we use to put in those cars and everything, it will make a huge difference. Huge difference. The third thing you should do, Mr. President, flamboyant way of doing things, celebration or having festivals or so. Some of the holidays, perhaps we need to think about reducing them as well. Combine some of them. Because when a holiday falls on a working day, there's a serious effect on the economy as well. Though, yes, I agree, though we don't have, so many private entities on the land working, but the few that are there, if we give them the opportunity to work more, to have more days in a week, it's far better. So the issue about holidays, let's see whether we can bring some of the holidays together, combine some of them, and from there it will reduce the free time we're always having and we're losing. Some of us don't even take note, but holidays cost a lot. In developed countries, they don't even want industries and things. They don't want holiday to come. They want to work every day. some of the big days, festivities, like what we're talking about, July 26th, days gone, July 26th. Some of us never wanted you to have anything, let's say, spending more than, let's say, spending any huge amount to have any kind of a celebration or so. The same thing we were advancing, the same thing I said here before, far before the July 26th. And I said we should cancel, when you have a concert. We shouldn't spend more than 1,000 on it. What was the benefit today? That one too, it costs all money. And they have added to our deficit. So, Mr. President, from my end, these are some of the things I want us to do, but you should take the lead. Without you, it can't happen. Without you, nothing. It won't happen. You have to take the lead. You have to be the first to say, I am doing this. Until you can do that, between now to the end of this year, the economic will touch every home in Liberia. The effect of it will touch every home in Liberia. Some of us, we don't want it. We don't want it that way. That's why, for me, I will continue to use my platform. I'm not going to insult you, but logically, I'll put things together. Criticize you constructively and give you my pieces of advice. Share with you my little knowledge. Reduce the motorcade, cut it down to 5 cars. All those cars are going to the petrol station every day. They go refuel, and we're paying. We're taking we the taxpayer will pick up the bills and have to pay them or whatever. It's not worth it, man. No, it's not worth it. Stop going to public agencies. Stop going from one agency to another requesting for money. You are breaking them down. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's happening. That's why I'm talking about it happening. Autonomous agency happening there. They're requesting for money. The president requesting for money. You got to stop it. The same way they told you that you should stop, that your government should stop taking taking money from donors account. That's the same way about autonomous agencies. These companies, these agencies, they contribute. They give money to the Republic of Liberia. Every year, they give huge amount of money. That money can make a difference. Once you receive that money, then you go. You go again on a personal level and say, I want this amount. The Omar did it the same way. It wasn't right. May his soul rest in peace. Harry Greaves. It wasn't right. It's not right. The only way we can resolve the issue of what we're going through, what our country is going through, as far as the monetary aspect is concerned, the only way is you have to take the lead and cut down some of your activities. Stop traveling between now and January. Say no to trips abroad. Yes, between now and January, cut down the cars to 5 cars in your motorcade. Yes. Between now and January, there's no holiday. We should celebrate and take people and say we put in 200,000 or 100,000 into it, and we say we're going to the Salmon Canyon, those sport complex to go and do such celebration. No, it's a waste of money, waste of taxpayers' money. you are wrecking the economy more. And this is not right. Sorry, this is not call in program, so I think we're gonna call it a date here today on this segment here. Those that will miss it, they will come and see this program on YouTube, my YouTube channel. You can find me as Max Kpakio, Kpakio on YouTube. By the grace of God, we'll come back later and be discussing about all the issues that are trending in Liberia. But on this occasion, let me say, I want to say this is how I'm going to end here.
They preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why does you lie? Why does you steal? Why does you allow the citizens to be? We just tell you.
Until later on. Also, thank you so much. God bless you.
Why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betrayed us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betrayed us.
Bye-bye.